Good morning. It's bright and sunny out here. Thank you for joining me for coffee. It's cool out, so I can wear a hat without looking ridiculous, but it's really because my hair is doing terrible. I actually just made a phone call before I started this and got an appointment for my hair on Halloween, so I'm getting my hair cut on Halloween. But that's 2 weeks. But that's okay. I've waited this long. I had to cancel my appointment in July because of my friend Carol, Lori's funeral. And when I tried to reschedule it, this was in July. When I tried to reschedule it, they said, oh, we don't have any time until September 5th. Let me look and see if I can get you in before that. I'll call you back. And they never did. Never called me back. I never called them back. September 5th came and went. But a lot happened to me between the middle of July and September 5th, and it was okay. But meanwhile, I got to get my hair cut. So, Halloween. You're going to see a lot of hats till Halloween. I don't even think I have enough hats. I have to go through my hat inventory. This was my Advent hat from this past December, last year's Advent. Turned out good. Luckily, I had 3 Advents. I was going to do something with my Advent, and I'm not sure what. I did buy that 200 crochet squares book that Chevis and Leslie have. I can crochet a granny square, period. And I have to watch the video before I start a new one. So my crocheting is practically non-existent. But it's been in my mind that I'd like to learn how to crochet. And I wonder if I would get my mojo back if I were crocheting. I'm not sure. Maybe it would engage my brain enough to get a little boost. I'm not sure. But, oh, you know what? Hold on. It looked like my camera spot was dirty. And I think it was. I thought maybe this white haze was partly from that. And it might be because, I just used spit in my finger. I could have used my sweater. This is my Monte Rosa by Isabel Kramer that I love. One of my favorites. Hats. I was talking about hats. And crochet. Right. I was talking about my Advent. Now I have 3 Advents coming. I have my wonderful Advent from Megan. I'm very excited to see what she's doing this year. And I have to, now you're going to start hearing me say I have to get Megan's Advent ready to mail because it's going to New Zealand and you need to give it time just to be safe. And I ordered from Trilogy Yarns. I ordered her Advent because I really loved the unicorn farts that I made my cowl, my road trip cowl out of. And she has come to our Zooms and she's lovely and I love her yarn, and so what the heck? That's what I say. And poor Advent. This is a girl that has no mojo. 4 yarn Advents. Okay, so I'm having Trilogy Yarn. I'm having Megan, which we exchanged 10-gram minis. I have Trilogy Yarns where I'm getting 20-gram minis. I have Sweet Sparrow yarn, which I bought ages ago. She was doing a little bit of a fundraiser, so she was selling her Advent early. She was moving or something. I don't know. She needed the money. So I ordered Sweet Sparrow yarn. Hers are 10-gram minis plus a little something something every day. I mean, little. I think it's like a tea bag, you know, kind of tea or something like that. Nothing fancy. And I ordered the Crafty Toads Advent, but I ordered theirs in DK weight. I thought that'll be something different. So those are my Advents. So, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll make a hat, another hat. This is my second Advent hat. I have a striped sockhead hat that I made out of Advents that turned out really cute. But maybe I'll make another Advent hat out of my Crafty Toad yarn because it's DK. I'll make a DK hat because I don't have a lot of DK minis to do like a, well, I'll have 24 in the end, so I could do a project if I could do a self-contained project out of those. Although I have to look at that crochet book, because if the crochet book is recommending DK yarn, then I may have to do crochet squares with that. But I think I'm only gonna attempt, and I'm not even promising anything, one Advent project, even though I'm getting 4 Advents. Because, you know, low mojo. I don't want to I don't want to make any promises or put any pressure on myself that, you know. So, but, so that 200 crochet squares, I don't know if you recall when I got it, it must have been months and months ago. It's still on my coffee table, unread, on my coffee table. So I am going to read it today. Oh, I should have brought a pencil, make a list. I'm going to read it today and see if it recommends DK weight yarn, because if it does, then I'll use the Crafty Toads to do that. If not, then I might use the Crafty Toads to make a hat. This is fun. This has welts. This has got all kind of texture going on. Very warm. I have to keep pulling. I need to block it. I never blocked it, and I need to. You can feel like there's a little bit of a space. You know, I need to stretch that out and give me more hat. But anyway, it's perfect for today because it covers up my hair. And it's a little chilly. As you saw, 48 degrees. Going up to 60. Okay, so I had a list that I was working on, and I crossed everything off my list. Now, this was my correspondence list of things I had to do, correspondence I had to do. My other lists are all crossed off too. Oh, well, that doesn't count. That's what I had to bring somewhere. Oh, here's a list from January. I guess I had a hiatus of list making. Okay, so half these things I don't have to do anymore, and the other half apparently I'm not doing. Okay, but I made a list yesterday as I was telling Dennis how I felt like I had done a lot of things. Now, this was right before we went to take the dogs for a walk. We take them around 2:30, like that. So this is what I did before 2. I did my vlog, which you saw. I did my yoga. I'm very happy with that yoga. I have to say, I feel like the yoga has had a big effect on my mood. You know, it's not hard. It's easy. It stretches and things. So I don't think it's had a huge effect on my physical body so much because, you know, but every little bit helps. And I'm doing some little bits. But I really feel like it's helping my mood in 2 ways. One, in the stretching and the moving of the body is always good for your, how you're feeling, right? It's always good. Taking a walk is a good solution if you're not feeling, you know, emotionally great. and doing things with your body. So just the moving of my body is helping my emotions, and actually doing it and accomplishing something also helps my mood. And so in those two ways, it's helped my mood, and who knows, it may be helping my body. Right, puppy? This is Maisie's with me. Can you say hi? She's got a haircut recently. Oh, and it's Frisbee time. Oh, you missed it because I was just setting you up again. I'm sorry. I was just saying hi to Maisie, and then Pearl took off and they missed it. Well, don't worry. It'll get thrown again before we're done. So anyway, I'm really happy about my yoga. I'm using an app, Yoga Go, at its very simplest form. I'm not going into any side things. They keep wanting me to do side things. I'm not doing side things. I'm just doing my daily routine. And I'm really liking it, and it feels like I accomplished something. Ugh, I keep sneezing, but there goes the Frisbee. There goes the dog. If I keep pausing you because I'm having a sneezing fit. And I don't think you need to watch that. I did laundry, did a load of clothes, and put them out on the line. So I had to put them out and bring them in and fold them. Well, I kind of folded them when I took them off the line, and I guess I didn't do anything else with them. In fact, I didn't even take them upstairs yet. So that's not quite finished, but this isn't a list of what I have to do. This is a list of what I did do, so I'm not crossing it off. I picked the chicken carcasses. Dennis had made chicken the night before, 2 chickens roasted, and he needed the meat off of them so that he could make a soup, which he did, and it was delicious. He made his cream of cauliflower and mushroom soup with bacon. Delicious. And anyway, he needed the carcasses to make the broth, the stock for the soup, and chicken. Chicken's in the soup. So it's chicken, cauliflower, mushrooms, bacon, cream, and delicious soup stock, which he makes all the time. So anyway, I picked the chickens. That was what I did. And I did all my correspondence that I had to do. I had 3 cards to send, I had 2 texts to write, and I had an email to write. And I did all those things. And I felt really like I really accomplished something. And after we came back from walk and fed the dogs and started eating ourselves, I didn't do much other than, well, I read a book. I ended up reading a book, so I didn't do any knitting. So I felt like I did a lot yesterday, and it felt good. Keeping in mind that I'm retired and just doing one thing feels sufficient. So I realize these are all small things. But it felt good. It felt good. Plus, of course, hang out with Aura. All those things. I did that stuff too. So yesterday was a good day. And I realized this morning that my list was all crossed off, and I did not make a new list. So I have no idea what I'm going to do today. I haven't decided. I have another book to read. Valerie and Jim of A Visit with Nana and Papa love this author, Kevin Hearn, and they were just talking about like a new book in his series. But he has quite a few series. And so he's kind of got this famous series. So I got the first book in this famous series, The Iron something, I don't know. Druid? The Iron Druid? Anyway, so I have that to read. And I have another book, and I think it's him. I think it's the same author. I had read one of their books. I had never heard of him until I heard them talking about him on their podcast. A Visit with Nana and Papa. And I had gotten a book, and I think it was like The Giant War, something about war and giants. And I read that and I liked it. It was called the Seven Canon trilogy or something. The Seven Canon, the Chronicles of the Seven Canon or something like that. I have the second book to that. I enjoyed the first book. I don't know why I didn't just immediately read the second book. My guess is the second book introduces a whole bunch of new characters, maybe all new characters, but I'm just guessing because I don't think I read any of it. So anyway, I have a couple books to read, and I want to pick up my Montrealer. Now that I finished the hat and I finished my road trip cowl, I'm picking up my Montrealer. And I have to figure out where I am and what I'm doing, so that takes a little bit of energy. And then I'm gonna at least knit one row, maybe two. If I make my goals very small, maybe it'll get me started, because I really do feel like I only have 4 rows before I split for the sleeves. And once I split for the sleeves, I can just go. It's just straight down, stockinette, and I can knit for quite some time. Although I do believe that I don't have enough yarn, my main yarn. I don't have enough of my main yarn for the whole Montrealer. And I'm sure that my plan was to introduce, after I split for the sleeves, to introduce some stripes or, do some Leslie thing to add some other yarn in. And I pretty sure I picked the yarn, but I have no idea. I'll have to look in the bag. I have no idea. My guess is was planning on combining 2 strands of fingering to add superwash fingering into this, because I'm pretty sure this is Cormo. Am I right? I'm pretty sure this is my Cormo that I'm making this out of, and so it's a nice sturdy yarn. But I learned my lesson. I made a not too much sweater, and I got clever, and I started at the top with Chilly Knits, very bright, very fancy, colors. I blended 3 different skeins together to held double to make a very nice top yoke kind of thing. And then I blended in a plain dark gray, much sturdier, heavier yarn that was DK, and for the rest of the sweater. And it's a long sweater, and I regretted doing that. I regretted having although it's lovely and soft around my neck, which I like, the problem is that superwash yarn, sock yarn doesn't have the oomph to hold up the rest of the sweater. The rest of the sweater was dense and heavy, and I always feel like that yoke is being stretched and strained, so I learned my lesson to not put the lighter, less robust yarns at the top. So my idea is that I'm going to put the lighter, less robust yarns at the bottom of this, because it's also long. It's got kangaroo pockets. So I do need to be cognizant of the arms matching. Well, I don't really have to, but like where the colors, so the colors come together at the same time. So I will be doing the sleeves kind of along with the body to kind of keep the colors organized. Does that make any sense? I'm sorry. So I'm trying to bring up my plan for my Montrealer in my mind, because of course nothing's written down. And I'll have to look in the bag and see if I have any fingering already picked, because I'm not sure that I do. If I did have it in my mind, I didn't do anything with it, I'm sure. But I'm a ways from that, because I absolutely wasn't going to do anything till I split for the sleeves in terms of changing, and I might be gradually adding, a single row of another color, and then the main color for 3 rows, and then 2 rows of the other color, and then maybe 3 rows of the main color, and then, I might come up with some Fibonacci plan. It's not going to be really Fibonacci, because I don't know exactly what that would be, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so my plan is to try to knit at least 1 row today, maybe 2, after I figure out exactly where I am, because I know I'm still increasing. Pretty sure I'm still increasing, but so I have to figure out where I am. That takes time. I'm just rambling. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Well, use that fast forward button. I encourage you to use the fast forward button. And I know you have one, so I guess I shouldn't worry about it, right? The thing I did not put on my list was I hand ground my coffee. Of course, I already told you about that yesterday. I did it again today. And I'm getting ready to do my yoga and upload my video. And I will have achieved a couple things already today. And I made my appointment for my hair. So there you go. That will be 4 things. By the time I'm done getting this vlog is up into the internet and you are able to watch it, I will have already done 4 things today. Calling to make a hair appointment counts. That's how small my things are these days. But I can't stand my hair anymore, so. I mean, I was supposed to get it cut. It was already at least 10 weeks. I think 12 weeks since I'm doing 12 weeks in between haircuts. Appointments. 12 weeks in between haircut appointments. So in July, it had already been 12 weeks since I got my haircut. August, September, October. So it's another 12 weeks. It'll be 24. It's like I'm getting my hair cut every 6 months. Isn't that crazy? I used to get my hair done every 4 to 6 weeks, and I had color and cut. So I was spending a fortune. In fact, I've told you this, when Dennis and I were planning our retirement, we retired early. So we had to figure out our budget and how we were going to live. And I'm like, we can't retire if I can't get my hair done. So my hair was a budget item in our retirement budget. Yeah, every year I would buy, in December they have a 20% off sale, and every year I would buy a gift certificate and got 20% off, and I would buy it for me, and I would buy a year's worth of haircuts for $1,500. That only cost me $1,200. But I would pay up front for a year's haircut $1,200. Yeah. Then COVID hit, and that last gift certificate lasted me 4 years. Because I didn't go for a long time because COVID. And then by the time I went and got my first haircut, my gray had grown in so much that I decided I liked my gray. So that was the end of that. No more color. That cuts out a lot of cost. And then it turns out my hair doesn't grow that fast. And I started making the time between haircuts much longer until I was at 12 weeks. 12 weeks. But now it's been 24 and I can't stand it. So I'm going to go. But I can tell you, I'm going on Halloween. I can tell you that my next appointment will be in 2025 sometime. Valentine's Day. Ah, crazy, right? All right, I'm going now. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please. I hope you're all healing well, doing your physical therapy, feeling better, taking care, being careful. Please stay safe and stay safe.